Our Central Texas water supply is dangerously low, and passing laws to repair old, leaky pipes and finding new water sources is a top priority for state lawmakers. But you may not know where water for all those everyday uses comes from or why we're facing a severe shortage. Longtime KVUE anchor Judy Maggio is joining us over the next few weeks here on KVUE News at 6 to answer some of those questions in her special series of reports called Running Dry. And Judy, it's so great to have you here. Thank you so much.
Glad to be back, Quita.
Well, Central Texas is growing so fast. I'm sure we all know that's putting a big strain on our water supply.
It puts a huge strain on it. And you know, about 100 people move to Austin every day, and they aren't bringing water with them. When you combine the demands of a booming population and our current drought, it just drains our water supply. You know, we all dread springtime flooding in Central Texas because we've seen how damaging and destructive it can be. But the reality is floods also serve a useful purpose, filling up our lakes, our source of water.
Central Texas weather is etched in extremes. Extended droughts are broken by downpours and flooding. But what if that rhythm is interrupted and the floods don't arrive when you need them most?
People will be out of water. A lot of people will be out of water.
If you want evidence that we're in a drought, look no farther than Lake Travis. The sometimes islands that pop up during dry spells are above ground all the time. The once bustling boat ramp at Bob Wentz Park is now a concrete road to nowhere. But this lake, beloved for boating and swimming, has a much more vital purpose.
Buchanan and Travis, their first job is water supply. It's a wonderful recreational resource that most of Central Texas thoroughly enjoys taking advantage of. But at the end of the day, those lakes have a job to do, and that is to provide water supply for 1.4 million people. These lakes are basically built in pairs.
John Hoffman oversees water at the Lower Colorado River Authority, the group that manages the 6 Highland lakes formed when the Colorado River was dammed up in the 1930s. 2 of those lakes, Buchanan upstream and Lake Travis downstream, are the sources of Austin's drinking water. You can even see the Lake Travis intake for Austin's water. This is one of 3 Austin treatment plants where that lake water arrives before it becomes your drinking water. Once the lake water is clear and clean, it's pumped to the huge water holding tanks you see around town, waiting to flow into your faucets. Most of the time, the system runs smoothly, but the city of Austin relies solely on these lakes formed by the Colorado River for our water supply, so a long drought spells trouble.
How concerned are you right now about a drought of record becoming a reality in the next few years?
Well, I stay concerned because of where I live. You can't be a water manager in this part of the world and not always have one eye on the next big drought that's coming. And right now we're in a very significant drought. The last time our reservoirs were full were in 2019.
A prolonged drought is also top of mind for Shannon Hamilton. She leads the Central Texas Water Coalition, a nonprofit that works closely with businesses and communities along the Highland Lakes.
And you can see that it's just depleting quickly. We're not even in summer yet.
Hamilton often hears from Lake Travis business owners because a low lake means fewer customers. Pete Clark's Lakeside Grill relies on boaters for business that dries up during a drought.
Normally the water is right up to the edge of the parking lot when the lake is full, and there's a boat dock for our customers just right at the edge of the parking lot. In a low lake level, they have to park their boats a long way away and climb a hill like a mountain goat.
For now, Clark is still confident his business will survive. But his biggest concern is the same one that keeps Shannon Hamilton up at night: a prolonged drought draining our water supply.
If you don't come out here you're doing a disservice to yourself. You would truly understand the need for conservation. And the concern is, can we conserve our way out of this one? I don't know, but we need to try.
Conservation is key. Both the LCRA and Austin Water have stage 2 restrictions in place, meaning you should only be watering once a week during certain hours. But water experts say the receding shorelines of our lakes are a stark reminder our reservoirs may not last forever. So finding new sources of water and new ways to reuse it isn't a choice. It's a lifeline.
Now, the city of Austin is one of the few cities in our area that relies solely on surface water, lakes and rivers. More than half of all Texans get their water from aquifers or wells. That's our groundwater. And sadly, Quita, some of those aquifers are also suffering during this drought. I think of the Edwards Aquifer that feeds our beloved Barton Springs. You know, we all take that for granted too.
Well, Judy, honestly, this water picture sounds pretty bleak when we look at it like this, but are there any solutions in the works?
You bet. City and state leaders have been looking very hard. They're spending a lot of time, money, and effort on this looming water crisis, and also looking into new water strategies and solutions, and we're going to be taking a look at that ourselves in the next few weeks.
Good deal. KVUE former anchor Judy Maggio, thank you so much for doing this for us.
You're welcome.